This is Stretch Zone Hamstring and Calves 1. We are going to use a strap, put it around both feet, lie on your back, and put both legs in the air. That's going to stretch those hamstrings. We're going to hold each of these stretches for 30 seconds. I'm not timing it, I'm simply counting in my head. If you need to hold any of these stretches longer, simply pause it and then continue when you're ready to move on. So now we're going to take the right leg and with a bent leg, hold it for 30 seconds. When we're finished holding it, we're going to straighten and bend and straighten and bend, a little dynamic stretch for it for 8 reps. Push through the heel, and it doesn't have to go all the way straight. Do the best that you can. You will get better at this. And let's switch legs. So now the left leg, and we're holding it. And if it's too intense for you to have that other leg straight, you can bend it and put your foot on the ground. And here we go with the 8 reps of bending, straightening. Okay, we don't need the strap anymore at the moment. You're going to flip over. You start in a plank position that teaches you how to go into what they call in yoga a downward dog. So push back. And we're going to hold this with both heels on the ground. If you need to bend your knees, you can. We're holding it for 30 seconds. Now this is a little bit more challenging. So now we're doing it. You can bend the leg if it feels better or straighten it. But notice you need to drop your hip. See how I dropped that right hip? So if you have your right leg up in the air, your right hip needs to aim towards the direction of your left hip. It's a big, subtle difference. And push the floor away from you. And adjust both legs down, and then now the left leg up, and again drop that hip towards the other hip, still keeping those ears between the shoulders. If you need to bend that bottom leg, you can. Now we're going to be standing, feet together, almost all the way or a few inches in between, and we're just going to do a forward hanging bend. So notice where you put your weight. Do you put all your weight in your heels or do you put it in your toes? There is a difference in the way that you feel this stretch. If you are more flexible, you can grab your ankles and pull your body towards your chest, towards your legs. Moving on to the next one. Holding onto the wall is great for this because it helps you maintain your balance. You don't have to. So we're stretching the hamstring and you're pushing that hip back. Your left hip should be going in the direction towards your right hip and pulling that toe up towards you. And hold on to the wall to change. Sitting back into it. You can hold the wall or not. And you don't have to get the leg all the way straight. If it's bent, then just do the best that you can. And as you do these stretches more, you'll get more flexible. And typically 6 to 8 weeks. And sometimes people notice it in as little as 2 weeks. So, if you have good knees, or just be cautious of your knees, this is for your calves. Just a little kneeling squat. We're doing both legs right now, and in a second we're going to do one leg at a time, so a staggered one leg calf stretch. So put that left foot back, and I'm trying to put most of my weight on my right side. And we're holding it for 30 seconds. If you have knee problems, it could be contributing to the tight calves. And simply doing the staggered one might be a little easier on your knees in the beginning as well. We're almost finished with this one, and then we'll be using that strap again. Seated on our bottom. And you could use a towel for this as well. So, should you need to get a little bit more stretch, you can rock, or you can pull each bottom cheek out, as I'm doing now. And if you have a tight low back, in which I do, as you can see, I can't go all the way forward, then just do the best that you can. And this is a staggered one leg, so it might be a little easier for you to do this and hold this longer. Again, if you're sitting on your hamstring, it's going to be harder to stretch to its fullest potential. This is the last exercise. We're going to do the other leg, and then that's the end of this video. If you need to repeat, feel free to do so. And you can leave that leg up or out. I'll show you both variations. And that's the end of this.